Okay, so zombies, mono black, in air quotes, because there's a splash of green, and our splash of green is for Gaia's Blessing. That is to make sure that we don't mill ourselves out, or our opponents don't mill us out. Um, we also have 4 copies of Spark Harvest, which is a cheap removal spell. We have plenty of creatures, so we're usually going to end up paying that as the additional cost. Um, we have 2 copies of Aid the Fallen to get both a creature and a planeswalker back from our graveyard if we want to, or just one of them. 1 copy of Arguel's Bloodfast. You can use this to pay 2 life and draw a card. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 5 or less life, it'll transform into Temple of Alclazats. It's a weird one. That one will add a black mana, or you can tap it to sacrifice a creature and gain life equal to its toughness, which can be relevant. We have 3 copies of Costly Plunder. The additional casting cost of this is again to sacrifice a artifact or creature. We don't have any artifacts, so it's just going to be a creature, but we do have a lot of creatures that we can get rid of, and it's going to let us draw 2 cards. So it's pretty much going to be our 2 mana instant speed draw 2 card spell. We have 3 copies of Dreadhorde Invasion. This is going to make us lose 1 life and amass 1 at the beginning of our upkeep every turn. And then if we have an army with power 6 or greater and it attacks, it's going to gain lifelink. So hopefully get us some life back in the late game. We have 4 copies of Lazotep Reaver. This is a good 2-drop because it's going to give us an extra body on the board that we're going to want to use. Either the army token or this to sacrifice to Spark Harvest or Costly Plunder. It's a 1/2 2-drop that amasses for 1. We have 2 copies of Liliana's Triumph, which is going to make our opponent sacrifice a creature, and if we have a Liliana's Planeswalker, which there are a couple in the deck, they will also have to discard a card. 2 copies of the aforementioned Gaia's Blessings. We have 4 copies of our Lord in the deck, Death Baron. He's going to give all of our zombies +1/+1 and Death Touch, so that's an important piece. We have 2 copies of Midnight Reaper. He reads whenever a non-token creature dies, non-token creature we control dies, he's going to deal 1 damage to us and we're going to draw a card. He's a 3-drop and he is a 3/2. We have 2 copies of Vraska's Contempt. That's going to help, for anything that we need to exile rather than to destroy and gain us a little bit of life. We have 1 copy of God Eternal Bantu as part of our top end. He is a 5/6 menace, 5-drop. He reads when God Eternal Bantu enters the battlefield, sacrifice any number of permanents, other permanents. You can't sacrifice him, and then draw that many cards. Now remember that you can sacrifice on lands as well as your creatures or planeswalkers, so you might want to do that sometimes. And also remember, if there is a Narset out in play, you are not going to draw those extra cards, so do not sacrifice anything. We have 2 copies of Liliana, Dreadhorde General. She is the top end in the deck. She is a 6 mana planeswalker with 6 loyalty. Her static effect is that whenever a creature you control dies, you draw a card. You can +1 to make a 2/2 zombie, -4 to have each player sacrifice 2 creatures, and remember when you sacrifice 2 creatures you're also going to draw 2 cards. And her -9 reads each opponent chooses a permanent they control of each permanent type and sacrifices the rest. And for the lands, we have 2 copies of Memorial to Folly, 16 Swamps, and 2 copies of Overgrown Tomb, as well as 2 copies of Woodland Cemetery, and 2 copies of Blast Zone, which are very important. They're going to be able to get rid of problem pieces that we wouldn't normally be able to get rid of, like enchantments, or it can just be used as a sweeper in some cases. If you're playing against mono red, they have a lot of 1-drops, and sometimes you can just take out their whole board with just a Blast Zone. But that is the deck. Let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to be playing ranked today. As you see, we're at Diamond Tier 3 right now. Looks like there's 5 days left in the season, so I'd like to get back into Mythic before the season ends. Let me go ahead and change this. There we go. And looks like Leslie made a new deck she was playing. Where are we at? Zombies, here we go. Wouldn't zombies rise into what? Facing Dragon Drum. And apparently we have an ambulance going down the street. Okay, I think this is keepable. Oh, we're gonna rise into the game. Well, I'm not a zombie, so I'm jumping into it. Although I did feel like a zombie for a while after I got up today. Okay, let's get down. Well, you know what? If he counters one of the invasions, I'm okay with that, but I want to get down this Bloodfest, especially if we're facing Control, which is pretty likely. Yeah, it's looking like Esper Control. There's a search for Escanta. Alright, now we'll put down an invasion. The reason I did that is just in case he had like Dovin's veto on too. I'd rather him veto one of the invasions rather than the Bloodfest, because we're going to want to draw cards, especially in this matchup.
Stand by and watch.
He's going to return the invasion to our hand. We do not make our third land drop, which is unfortunate. We could try to draw a card with Bloodfest or get this invasion back out. I think we want to get the invasion back out. It might have been more important to get a card off the top of our deck and try to make that land drop. I'm not really sure.
Let's try this.
I like this stained glass art on Teferi. Looks good. Okay, we got our land this turn. And we could play our other Dreadhorde invasion, but chances are that our army is going to be getting bounced and we're just going to be losing more life. So I think I want to get this Midnight Reaper down. If it resolves. It does not. Next turn we're looking to play Death Baron, and if that resolves, attack Teferi.
I've got it.
Of course he could always Caius Rathas on his turn, since Teferi is allowing him to play his instants and sorceries at, or his sorceries at instant speed. We could Spark Harvest him, but that would make us lose that. I think, yeah, we just go for the Death Baron. Okay, that resolves. We still might get Caius Wrath. And we do. This is a tough matchup, I think, for most decks right now. Playing against Esper Control is just brutal. If you noticed my last video last night, I was playing a game for about an hour where it was with this deck, and I removed every threat in the deck by continually playing Spark Harvest and Vraska's Contempt, and then Gaia's Blessing them back into my deck, along with Blast Zone. And I don't remember what their life was at. I don't think it was below 10. They kept killing all my creatures, but finally they just ran out of things that could win them at the game. The only thing they had besides Big Teferi was Basilica Bellhaunts, and I just got rid of them all. Okay, so what do we want to do here? He tapped out, he played Thought Erasure, got rid of a Dreadhorde invasion, we drew another one. So we just want to Spark Harvest Teferi, I think, play another Dreadhorde invasion. So sacrifice a creature, target Teferi, target that to sacrifice.
I suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
And there we go. Hopefully we don't kill ourselves with our own invasions here, because our opponent has a lot of ways to get rid of creatures, including just bouncing them, which is also going to get rid of our army.
Excellent timing. Don't worry.
See, he returns this back to our hand and draws a card, but if he had just +1'd, He could have negative 3'd next turn on the army itself and bought himself another turn. But I don't know what's in his hand. Maybe he just feels like he has enough draw. There's a Teferi.
Sorry I'm late. No time for a break.
So this isn't looking great right now. And I should probably turn this down. Okay, we do have Vraska's Contempt. We're more worried about Big Teferi. So that's one Big Teferi down, 3 to go. Probably 4 Basilica Bell Haunts. And we got 1 little Teferi. Yep. Our opponent has a Skanta flip now, which is really bad for us. Finds a Narset, he'll play that Narset, get another card. Now if we do play this Costly Plunder, it's going to have to be on their turn, and we're only going to get 1 card off of it. It's probably going to end up mortifying one of our Dreadhorde invasions. We can also only use the Bloodfast on their turn to draw 1 card. Alright, so we want to get rid of Teferi here if we can. I think. Or do we attack Narset so we can't get another card? I mean, yeah, we do that. Play another invasion. And pass the turn. Sounds good, I'm glad. Alright, he's going to +1 Teferi. And activate Skanta. Gets another big Teferi. That's not what we wanted to see. And he's going to be able to play it now if he wants, which he does. Gonna -3 on the army. I think our opponent might just end up forcing me to kill myself with a Dreadhorde invasion. And by doing that. Okay, we did get a Spark Harvest. We have in our graveyard. Okay, I think we just pay full price to kill Big Teferi. We could have gotten rid of Little Teferi, and he's most likely, well, he couldn't blink our army if he wanted to lose Teferi, but he chose not to. Yeah, that's true. As Leslie's pointing out, once my life total becomes 5, Argos Bloodfast will flip, and then I'll be able to use the flipped land to sacrifice the army that we're creating to gain the life back. Our opponent's using Thought Erasure. Might take Aid the Fallen here, yeah. And what else you got, opponent? Still got the Mortify in hand. We got a Chemister's Insight in the graveyard. Alright, well, let's see if he'll let us attack Teferi. We might see a Mortify here. Kaya's Wrath, okay. We can't even costly plunder here because of Narset, which is unfortunate. We will play our land and end the turn. Now we're able to draw a card with a Bloodfast during their turn. He's going to return one of our invasions back to our hand. Plays a Watery Grave untapped. Mortifies the other invasion. And we'll draw a card on end step. And draw another land. And a Stitcher Supplier. Alright. Well, Leslie, the only time I can do it is on their turn because of Narset. I'll play this out again. Okay, he had another counter spell. I was going to say, if he countered the Stitcher Supplier over a Dreadhorde Invasion, that'd be pretty interesting because he knew that we had that. Hey, Dumby Nation, what's up? While they were activating. Alright, they're activating Escanta again. Get Vraska's Contempt. I would like to see a Vraska's Contempt. Oh no, we got Liliana. And he's just got all the stained glass walkers. I mean, this is a good deck. I'm just kind of honestly tired of playing against it. I've been seeing so much Esper lately. Oh, I forgot to activate Argyl's Bloodfast. This deck is just so mind-numbing. I mean, that was probably just doing our opponent a favor there. Alright, opponent's activating Escanta again. There's an Ugin. Another stained glass Ugin. All the stained glass walkers. Alright, opponent. What's he got? 3, 4, 5. He can play Ugin now. Yep. You gonna destroy my Bloodfast? No? Wow. Okay, I mean, I think we pretty much lose at this point anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and chalk myself to play this and try to get Gaia's Blessing. We want Contempt, Spark Harvest, and as silly as it sounds, one of these invasions. And we can't draw a card because of Narset. Oh, Narset. There's an Escanta trigger again. They get Mortify. They're gonna Mortify our Bloodfast. Okay, so Contempt the Reaper. Swing for 4, then we're dead next turn. Yeah, let's just go ahead and concede this one. I think we lost that quite a while ago, honestly, but let's jump into another one here. Corey, I don't think that's a full sentence. Alright, we'll keep this. We got Stitcher Supplier turn 1. Got 8 to follow to get stuff back. Liliana's Triumph. No, I don't know what you mean. Alright, so we're swinging with Stitcher Supplier. Our opponent's got Saffron Void and Interplanar Bacon over here. Looks like we're going to see some Planeswalkers. There's a Saheeli. Okay, so we play our Swamp. We play our Invasion. I'm hoping to not have to kill Saheeli by hitting her one at a time and drawing another spell to kill her, so I'm just going to swing at our opponent while we can get through. You say it's a plot of bacon? It's a plate of bacon? Alright, our opponent has a Blast Zone. They added a counter onto it. Looks like they did not have a spell to play. We're going to amass for 1. We drew a Costly Plunder there. Yeah, I'll just keep swinging at the opponent. And pass the turn. Okay, our opponent's probably holding up mana for a spell this time. I think we're going to go ahead and Costly Plunder our I think we just do it to the Stitcher Supplier. Might mill something in the graveyard if we can get back with Memorial to Folly. And our opponent concedes. Not sure why, but we'll take the ranked win and jump into another one. Alright, let's see what this guy's got. I mean, if we had Spark Harvest and like a 1-drop, this would be keepable. We do. I'm gonna try it. We are on the play. We might get punished if our opponent has like a quick start with a red deck. We'd be in a lot better shape if we could like draw a Stitcher Supplier and Spark Harvest it maybe. Liliana's Triumph wouldn't be bad, but no, we're just gonna draw more lands that we don't need right now. Yeah, we're taking damage here. Hey, we can Vraska's Contempt now. We just do it now while they're tapped out, so they can't. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna say they could burn their own creature to keep us from gaining life, but it's kind of a moot point then. Okay, we will do it before this Tybalt lands. This thing's gonna do more damage to us this turn, so. We're taking one. Alright, now we can just pay full price for a Spark Harvest on Tybalt. That way we can gain life from the Vraska's Contempt. Because I don't think it would actually. I don't think we'd gain the life from Vraska's Contempt when we hit Tybalt with it because of its static effect. I'm not sure how that works. Because when you target him, the spell is resolving, he's still on the field. Alright, we get Blast Zone. We are down to 4. They have Goblin Chain Whirler. This is bad. Alright, so we need 4 to Contempt. And we just pass. There's the Chain Whirler. Alright, we Contempt this Lava Runner. Take 1. Go to 4. Let's see. That too. Yeah, we're just gonna Spark Harvest this Chain Whirler. Our opponent is either going to kill us this turn or draw 3 free cards. Okay, it's going to do 2 with that. If he has a shock, we're just dead. Yep. I mean, any kind of burn and we're dead. And our opponent gets to draw cards if he doesn't have the burn, so. Do we need to do this? No. If I had known we were facing mono red, I wouldn't have mulliganed there. That was a slow start, but that was the chance we took. He must not have had the kill in his hand. Oh, we're gonna die anyway because of this devil, because if we block it, then it's gonna deal a point of damage to us. Forgot about the devil. Alright, let's do another. Creep. 74. Well, it's not exactly what I want to see. Alright, that's better. I mean, we got the mana to play everything in our hand. This will be a good late game. Let's hang on to it. That way, if we just flood out, at least we have something to play. Let's not give our opponent any information yet. Alright, Paradise Druid. Looks like we're on green-white. This gives us Dreadhorde Invasion down. Bond of Flourishing. They're going to gain 3 and look at the top 3 for a permanent, I think. Yep. And they get a Godless Shrine. Oh, okay, so green, white, black. I don't remember the name for that one. Okay, so we want Swamp, Midnight Reaper. And there's a Vine Mare. At least it's not a Carnage Tyrant. Alright, we got Death Baron. I think we just swing with the token. Opponent takes 3. They're back down to 20. On Sarah's Wings. Oh man, that's brutal. I think we just lose to that. Oh wait, we can get counters on Blast Zone. Not quick enough though. Man. Alright, well we definitely don't want another invasion out right now. Can't really block here. Except for that Paradise Druid, so we'll attack like that. It doesn't really matter, they just gain 6 life. That is brutal. On Sarah's Wings on a Vine Mare. With 3 lands. Prison Realm. You gonna take my blocker? The army? Okay. Swings with just the Vine Mare. Unfortunately, we can only add 1 counter right now. And then we're just dead next turn. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. Well, this is not the showing I was wanting to give you. Yesterday I started at the bottom of tier 4 here and went all the way up using this deck. So, but sometimes you go on a run like that on Arena where you can have a bunch of wins in a row and then a bunch of losses in a row. It just happens sometimes. We'll jump into another one here. Think the horse became a Pegasus? I guess so. This is not the best hand, but at least if we don't draw a land, we'll be able to try to draw it with the Bloodfast. If we hit the 3rd land and can get both these Barons out, they'll see each other and be 3/3 Death Touch creatures. I think right now we need this Reaper out. Alright, they're gonna Heartfire our Reaver. Wait, what happened? Oh, and they did the 1 damage to the army, okay. I think we just play this tapped and get our Bloodfast down. Dread Horde Butcher. It's gonna deal 1 and get a counter, that's not great. Alright, I mean, we could play Death Baron. He's gotta have some way to sacrifice this, right? Do we just get rid of this now? I think we just get rid of this now. Before he has the mana to use some kind of like Heartfire spell where he's gonna be able to sacrifice it and we're not gonna gain life. Mayhem Devil. I think we just want to get rid of that more than we want to play a Death Baron, and this way we'll also be able to use Argyle's Bloodfast. We are taking one from the Mayhem Devil because we made him sacrifice it. We didn't play land this turn, did we? So we'll just do this now, see if we hit a land. We did not. That's a God Eternal Bantu. Let's see if we can hit a 5th land and play ours. He drops 2 lands. We did. Yeah, let's just follow his lead. You know, I'm just going to sacrifice 1 land though, because if we don't hit a land, I want to be able to activate this twice. We did hit a Memorial to Folly. Got a Judith, so we're going to take 6 this turn. Alright. So we want to block this, right? I play Death Baron and Swamp. I think that's what we do. So we're not winning this race if we just swing it with Bantu. Chandra. Alright. They exile another Judith that they're not going to be able to play, but I think that's okay for them. Okay, he does not swing in. We're going to costly plunder our Death Baron. Alright. Well, okay, we potentially have 6. That's not what, yeah, is that what I want to do? Yeah, let's do this. You've been brewing with Mayhem Devil, huh? Yeah, I saw you had a couple new decks on there. We do not want to attack. We'll have to get a Jank Battles 3.0 soon. Tibble won't be gaining any life with Dreadhorde Invasion while that's on the field. Okay, we draw Guy's Blessing. We are 11. We got a Chandra at 6. Alright, let's do this. Let's aid the fallen. We'll get back Death Baron. We'll play Guy's Blessing. Target ourselves. We want Vraska's Contempt. Costly Plunder. And I think that's it. We draw land. So we play out their Death Baron. And I mean, I think we just do we swing at our opponent here? Let's see. Then they both. Yeah, I think we swing at our opponent here. Drop the number behind it. We're gonna feel old when we get to 2005.0. Well, how else would we number them? Or how else would we differentiate? I don't want to just do jank battles every time we do them, because that way, you know, you have to have some kind of way to differentiate the videos. Angrass Rampage. We are sacrificing a creature. I guess we sack this army. Deck versus deck or theme versus theme. Well, usually when we play, you have a particular deck or two that you have in mind, and I just play like a bunch of different decks that I have on the secondary account. I try to vary it up so people aren't watching the same thing for an hour or however long we're playing. Oh no, what'd they do? They took out our blocker and hit us with Bantu. That is not good. Alright, so we do want to transform Argyl's Bloodfast. We get Stitcher Supplier. What is that supposed to mean? Alright, let's play our land. Alright, so we got 5, 6. We do that, we 3. We can play a 2-drop. How that works. So we can play Lazotep Reaper. Alright. Let's make sure this taps correctly. Get a Lazotep Reaper. We'll play that. Go to combat. Go to attackers. And we attack with just Bantu again. Oh. Man, they got Chandra next turn. I think we're just gonna die here. And we gotta try though. They're gonna take it. Puts them down to 7. So they're just gonna go off with Chandra this turn. Yeah. We're gonna sack Bantu in response. Gain 7 life. Wait, what happened there? Didn't we just gain 7 and they did 7 to us? What happened? Did I miss something? Okay. Alright, well let's do one more. This has been giving you a pretty bad showing. I wanted to give you a better showing of the deck, but I swear it wins. Just not on camera. Flackers is our opponent. Alright, let's try it. We got nothing on 1, so I'm going to play this one more as a folly. Play a Swamp. Lazotep Reaper. Oh, what is O? Playing against Grixis, it looks like. There's a Dreadhorde Butcher. Gonna swing with it? Alright. Wait, what am I doing? You can kill the Reaver, I'm fine with that. That's what you're trying to do. I think we should have still gained the life, right? I don't understand why we wouldn't have, but... Oh, Tybalt was on the field, wasn't he? We didn't gain the life from Bantu because Tybalt was on the field? Is that what happened? I forgot about that. Forgot about Tybalt. I'm just making all the punts today. Really? Yeah, I mean, I'm not letting you keep that butcher. Maybe I should have played Blast Zone there, because I don't want to do this turn, yeah. And I could have added a counter if I don't costly plunder, but I'm planning on doing that, so I wouldn't have been able to add a counter anyway. Alright, we gonna see Bolus? No, Thief of Sanity. Alright. That's not good. Alright, we're gonna sack this army to draw a couple cards. I was hoping for a kill spell, but alright, this is what we're gonna do. Oh no, we can't do that. Shoot. Need to draw an answer for that. We could have played Death Baron and then, tried to be a little bit more threatening, but this Thief of Sanity is going to outpace us if we don't draw an answer for it. So they're going to get our best card out of the top three. Other two go to the graveyard. They took a Lazatep Reaver. Maybe just for the blockers. Sure, I'll sacrifice a creature, but not because you're doing that. Alright, there's the Spark Harvest we wanted. Alright, well, I don't want to lose Death Baron to play it, so we're just going to pay full price. We'll target that Thief of Sanity. And pass the turn. Now we're still getting hit for 2, but they're not getting one of our cards. So I'm okay with that. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, Alright, Stitcher Supplier. Dreadhorde Invasion. And Death Baron. Now we're presenting blocks for both these creatures, provided they don't get killed. All their multicolored creatures get +1/+1. Glass of the Guild Pact. And so far, what we've just seen. Oh no, we saw the Butchers too. Butchers and Thief of Sanity. Okay, so we will swing in. If they double block this, I'm going to costly plunder it and then get it back. They do not. Alright. What do we have in here? Actually, I'm going to do this. We are going to get back Contempt, Spark Harvest, Spark Harvest. And we pull a Lily. Okay. I think we just end turn. Another Glass of the Guild Pact. Well, their multicolored creatures are going to be pretty powerful once they come out. We're going to see a Bolus next, maybe? I mean, I think they would have just played it. Alright, so let's get rid of this army to draw a couple cards. Okay, I think we play a Lily here. I mean, they might have Ionize? I guess not. People aren't running as many counter spells lately because of Little Teferi. Do we want to just sack 2 creatures and draw 2 cards? Okay, because they're likely going to kill her, right? So let's just draw some cards. I really wish I would stop leaving this as my one untapped mana. I'm going to have to start doing that manually. Because we could have used black for a Spark Harvest if we needed to. If there's Angrass Rampage, we're going to have to sacrifice a Planeswalker. And they drew a card because of Tome of the Guild Pack. Whenever they play a multicolored spell, they draw a card. Alright, we get a Contempt. Let's play our Midnight Reaper. And go ahead and swing with the Death Baron. Play... I'm actually not going to play Invasion just so we can hold up the mana for Vraska's Contempt. In case they do play something. I don't really think it's that important to amass for 1 more next turn. Ooh, they're going to shuffle their graveyard into their library. And draw a card. Cult Guildmage, which is also going to allow them to draw a card. What does he do? Can make me discard or deal 1 damage to an opponent or planeswalker. Fun. I mean, we can get rid of that now. We can pay 1 to do it next turn and sack a creature. Kind of want to keep the instant speed spell. Oh, I should have added counters onto that. Alright, so let's go to combat. I mean, they might just block with it. So, I mean, yeah. Would have forced them to block with it if I would have attacked with everything, I guess. Actually, we could have just won the game there. That was a mistake, because if I would have removed him and then attacked with everything that was lethal, I wasn't even paying attention to the life totals. I'll tell you, it's different playing while you're streaming. You're trying to comment on everything that's going on, keep your mind on the game, and look at chat. And that's why most of my ranked games that I play, I do offline, because you're able to focus on the game more. Alright. So he's still got his guy over there. He's at 6. Let's take the Fallen. We'll get back at Death Baron. We'll get back at Liliana. Yes, Proliferate works on sagas as well. It's gonna make me discard, deal 1 damage. Alright, last Death Reaper. Tap this for mana. Death Baron. Spark Harvest. Sack the Reaver. Yes, I'm sure. Oh, no. It's asking me if I'm sure because it's target. That guy. Sack this guy. There we go. Playland. We should have won this game already, though. That was my mistake. Unmoored Ego, what are you calling? Lily? Okay, so we're gonna draw a card. I don't think we really need her at this point, but I mean, he could play like the Black Sweeper. Ritual Sit. That would kill all our guys, but Hostage Shaker. On what? You got 2 mana. You know what's in my hand. Oh, he didn't know I had. Well, he knows I have Vraska's Contempt. Oh, he had mana from the Guild Pact. Okay, that makes more sense. He's at 6. We got 5. All right, so 8, 9. Alright, let's play this. Swing with both. He's gonna let the Reaper through. Alright. Play Dreadhorde Invasion. Last turn. Wondering what our opponent has up their sleeve here, if anything. They have another Tome. Night Veil Predator, they're going to draw 2 cards. But now they only have 2 mana left. Alright, but we can get rid of this Death Baron and... Ooh, okay, there's another blocker. But we have 2 kill spells. Are we going to be able to play both? 6, 7, 8. We need to draw a land. I think we need to draw land. If we draw a land, we win. Oh no, we are gonna have another body from Spark Harvest, so that's fine. Yeah, I'll take 4. Sure. Does it have lifelink? No, okay. Alright, so we're gonna Spark Harvest, sacrifice a creature. Oh wait, we don't even need to do that, right? We can just Vraska's Contempt this. Swing. Good game. Yeah. Alright. So that's the deck. At least we got 1 win for you. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for notifications. And if you really want to help us out, there's a link to our Patreon on our banner. And let me know what you think about the new headset. I was having a lot of complaints, including my own complaints, because I didn't like it either, the way I sounded on the camera mic, and hopefully this is clearing everything up. Leslie said it sounded a little bit better, so let us know what you think about that too. And remember, until next time, opt for greatness.